Hello and welcome to Ghost Talk. My name is Angela Mitchell and I'm your host. Our first guest tonight is a true Knight of the Light, one of our leaders of the Para-Unity movement and creator of the Texas Pericon. Let's welcome Natalie Jones. Hello, Natalie.
Hey, how's it going?
Going great. So, when did you first realize you had this calling to guide people to the light?
So, I have learned that we all have a childhood experience or a childhood memory. And though in the moment there is not that conscious awareness, but that as we, get older, then we do have that conscious awareness of exactly why that happened. Present, past, future, what is, what was, what will be is all the same. And so it's not necessarily that experience that in turn leads to who you are, but actually the other way around. It's actually because of who you are, why you have certain experiences. So I, for myself, have had a lifetime of some pretty amazing experiences. One specific one, though, in my childhood that has now really presented itself to exactly, now I know exactly why I had that experience. And so here I am with you tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome, thank you. So, can you
Mhm.
tell us more about stuck spirits? Because I watched the video about it and it really pulled me in.
Yeah, so with stuck spirits or those who we regularly see when we go on investigations or what we would call spirits, there's many different types of energies. Everything is energy, and everything is connected by consciousness. So when a spirit passes and they do not, move on, and they're here in the third dimension in the spiritual plane, then we refer to them as stuck, or we're able to still communicate with them. Sometimes there is that would be intelligent, but again, there also is sometimes residual energy. But with these intelligent spirits who are stuck, it is some sort of trauma that or lower attachment that keeps them here. So with a lower attachment, even innocent spirits such as a child, if there's some sort of traumatic way that they pass, that could be something that, whether it be confusion or the sense of being scared or anything like that, it can keep them attached here into the third dimension in the spiritual plane. And they just need help to understand and comfort, and then help, moving on. And a lot of times when it's something that has to do with, for example, uh, well, I wouldn't give a specific example, but sometimes it's also about forgiveness. So when they're able to move through that forgiveness process and all of that, they still have those array of emotions and those lower emotions, again, those lower attachments. So as we understand, the spirit is made of highly refined intelligent matter, and when we pass on it, all of those lower attachments, they don't exist. It's an illusion. Fear is an illusion, and all those lower attachments, lower emotions are all fear based, and therefore an illusion. So none of that exists whenever we're able to pass on, and nothing exists except for unconditional love. Unconditional love is all there is. So it's a process of not only helping, having that journey here while we're alive, but also if there's a spirit that is stuck that does pass, that they have that opportunity to learn that same knowledge as well, so that they can continue their journey.
Nice, nice. So one thing I find fascinating about you is the Texas Pericon. You are actually the creator, a part creator of this. Can you tell me a little bit more about this and how you got started with this?
Yes, I'm the creator and owner of Texas Pericon. So I was just minding my business, drinking coffee one Sunday morning, and I received a download, and it was Start Texas Pericon. So I, in true fashion, true Natalie fashion, I said, okay, well, I guess I'm starting Texas Pericon. So I did. And, I'm a very hard worker. I'm very ambitious. I think it's the Capricorn in me. I don't know. But I I just started the journey, and I haven't looked back since. And I'm really excited. It's going to be next year, August 13th through 14th of 2021, at the Dallas Convention Center, and there's going to be an array of beautiful, amazing talent. A lot of people are going to come from all over the globe to be a part of the event and share in an amazing time together. So I'm excited to, continue working to make the event a success. And of course, everybody out there, the more support we have, the better. But you can go to texaspericon.com, get tickets. There's going to be 4 different sponsorship levels. There's also an opportunity to get a merch booth, which is really cool because, if you get a merch booth, then you are, it comes with 2 ghost hunter passes, which is like a really big value in itself. So, and then you're able to sell your merch and all of that and take part in the event and see everybody and watch everybody walk around and be festive. And it's going to be really cool. It's at the Dallas Convention Center, which is also connected to the Omni Hotel in Dallas. And yeah, so that's Texas Pericon. Again, you can go to the official website and see the entire talent lineup, and you can see everything else as far as the tickets, the merch booths, and the sponsorship. We're powered by Paraflix, and we're also partnered up now with Festival of the Unexplained in the UK. So that's been a pretty cool thing to happen recently. I'm looking forward to 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. I'm definitely going. Like the first time I saw it, before I even saw all these huge names you're going to have there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to that. That's right next door. But yeah, that's awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you were younger, your dad was into Bigfoot, and you were trying to perfect a Bigfoot call. Did you ever?
I don't even know where this came. What have you been doing? What have you been reading?
I do my homework.
No, listen, I have always had a fascination with cryptids and Bigfoot. Yes, this is true. Everything that is unknown or unexplainable, I've always had a desire to learn more, which is why I do all of the research that I do, which is why I'm a paranormal navigator. It's all the same package. It's all under the same umbrella. But yes, it is a little funny running joke with me and my family since I was a child. I've been trying to perfect that Bigfoot call and that tree knock for a while now, but maybe one day I'll have the opportunity to meet Bigfoot and he can give me, the real lesson on how it's done.
That's funny. So, what was your favorite investigation with the ghost hunter girls? I apologize.
So my favorite investigation of all time with Ghost Hunter Girls is going to have to be our very first investigation, actually, at Goatman's Bridge, because I feel that when you really start to actually investigate as a team, then it takes everything to, a whole new level. And I'll always remember that experience. It's also the same location where I met Dylan Lane from Concho Valley Paranormal, who's now one of my closest friends in the field. He knows me very well. And, I look forward to working with him more in the future as well. But there's just been so many different investigations. But my favorite investigations are the residential cases, because that's where my niche is as a paranormal navigator and where my true abilities come out in helping people as a dark energy healing facilitator.
Fantastic. So we did have a user question. Is there going to be a big ghost hunt after your Pericon?
There may be a very big ghost hunt after the Pericon. That big ghost hunt will probably be in the UK somewhere. So after Texas Pericon in August next year, in September, is going to be the Festival of the Unexplained. So I'll be flying out to the UK to be a part of all of that fun and enjoy that winter, not winter, but the festival with everybody. I said winter because they're having a virtual winter festival as well. That's going to be raising donations for a charity called CALM, which is mental health awareness and suicide prevention. So I'll be taking part in that as well. But yes, after Texas Pericon, we headed over to the UK. So that's a really great question. I'll have to get a really good investigation lined up.
Fantastic. So We're going to go into our haunted location next. So it's going to be one of the most haunted places in Tennessee, the old South Pittsburgh Hospital, which you've seen on a couple of different shows. Let's check out this little video that I put together. Welcome to the show, Ronnie.
Hello, how are you tonight?
Ronnie is the owner of the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm still looking over my shoulder like, is Michael Myers going to chase me through the hall? That was a great video.
I appreciate y'all sending it to me. I had to paste it together.
It looks good.
All right, I appreciate that. So tell me about this hospital. How did you come to get it?
Well, I purchased it through an IRS auction about 3 years ago. As a paranormal investigator, I was there on many occasions doing investigation, fell in love with the building and purchased it, and we cleaned it up.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Whenever I was there, we were talking about that, and I was like, there's a place over here I want to buy, but let that place go to auction. I'll take it.
Right.
So you did a lot of renovations, like a lot, like even from when I last went there in October, from whenever you sent me this video, it looks a lot cleaner. It actually looks like it could be a functioning hospital. Are there any artifacts that you found during this?
We have found some really cool stuff. We found an old bone saw. We actually have some instruction manuals from some of the machines that were still left in the building. We found some pillowcases. And then there's a bunch of stuff that we found that we're not going to really talk about that we just found recently. And the reason being is that we're actually putting in a museum on the first floor that will dedicate a lot of the stuff that we found in the hospital, as well as dedicating a lot of that area to the doctors and nurses that worked in that hospital while it was active.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a great idea.
We do. We definitely want to preserve the hospital because it was such a fixture of Marion County. It was the only medical facility within miles, and it stood for a very long period of time. A lot of births, a lot of deaths, a lot of broken bones, a lot of hauntings. So we want to keep that intact.
Nice. And did you have any personal experiences while you were there, or like since you've owned it, any?
Well, one of the reasons, and a lot of people who know me, when we give a public investigation, we kind of tell people our experiences. I've been a paranormal investigator for about 17 years. Never really experienced a full body apparition ever until I walked into that building. We were there one evening. Actually, we talk about this all the time, but it was actually kind of a slow evening. There wasn't a whole lot of activity going on. So we went to the legendary third floor where there were like rumors about hearing babies crying and that kind of stuff. So we went up to the third floor, and my team and I actually, well, Zach and I went up to the third floor, and we put a iPhone with a baby crying, and that baby was, we were playing it, and out of the corner of our eye, we saw a nurse actually literally walk by. She had stopped, kind of glanced into our eyes, walked further towards the nursery, opened up the door, and just disappeared. What was really kind of unique about this is Zach, this was his first paranormal investigation. And we all know that when we're investigating, you never leave your partner. He booked out of there so quick. It was like, I was just left on the third floor all alone. And anybody who knows Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, that portion of the hospital is as dark gets. And after it was over, we went downstairs, and I'm like, Zach, what? He goes, did you see that? And he's kind of sitting in the break room, kind of like rocking back and forth, just scared to death. And Zach and I are still really close friends, but he does not investigate anymore. It really frightened him.
Because of that experience? Wow.
Yeah. And I love it. I think it's so cool. And then if anybody had watched Kindred Spirits, they had actually come out and they did an investigation in the building, and they caught what they believe is that same nurse walking the same path that we saw during their investigation. So it was kind of neat to be validated. Mm-hmm. So, but now there's like, we have a bunch of stuff, because I can be on here all night long telling all the stories, but I'll tell one other story that was really kind of unique. We have one of our really good volunteers. His name is Daniel. He's the one who actually shot the video. But we were on the third floor, and we were actually looking for a way to shut the water off. And Daniel and I couldn't find the water main. So Daniel, just jokingly, we were down by Nellie's room, but Daniel goes, hey, anybody out here, can you help us find the water? And you hear a voice on the other side of the building go, it's over here. Daniel and I were the only two on the third floor. So Daniel looks at me, and I look at him, he goes, no way. So we walked over to where we heard the voice, lifted up a ceiling tile, and sure enough, there's the water main. So Daniel's like, thank you. And you hear, you're welcome, and footsteps walking away. And Daniel was with me. It was probably one of the coolest, events that I've ever had at the hospital. And that seems to happen like pretty frequently.
Wow, that's amazing. So how does somebody do an overnight investigation? What is the process? How do they get in touch with you? How much does it cost?
Overnight investigations are really easy. They can contact us through our Facebook page, which is osphprc.com. Or, of course, everybody's on Facebook. And it's Haunted Old South Pittsburgh Hospital on Facebook as well. It's $600 for an overnight stay. And that's from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. And that includes up to 8 guests. And that is on Friday and Saturday. If you decide that you want to we do a half night, which is Sunday through Thursday. And that's $350. And that's for up to 8 people. And that's from 6 p.m. until midnight. Because we realize a lot of people have to work the next morning. And we actually get a lot of bookings during the week because people want to get out and, want to do it during the week. So, and it's kind of a way to kind of budget. It's a little bit cheaper to do it that way.
Absolutely. Definitely affordable. So Natalie, have you ever been to this location?
I have not. One of my favorite Destination Fear episodes is there. And so actually I would love to come out in 2021 and have a really great time out there and investigate, see if I can't help get to the bottom of some things.
We'd love to have you.
Okay.
And you could definitely come when I go in July.
So you're going in July?
Yeah, I'm going in July. My team is going. It's going to be about 8 members, but you're definitely welcome to come. It's a huge place, so definitely can take more people in.
Well, I accept the invite then. I will probably see y'all there. So July, yeah, I think that's right before Texas Pericon, so I should be able to swing that time frame.
That'd be great. So I'll send you that information when we're going to go. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so awesome. We're gonna go into the equipment part. We got Philip Wyatt here. He's gonna be talking about REM pods. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be back. All right, let's get right into it. Everybody knows the REM pod. We've all seen it. We've all seen it on the shows. Does anybody know what REM stands for? Let me tell you, radiating electromagnetic detector. So what this does is this antenna creates its own magnetic field. And this is the 2.0 REM pod. It's the latest one. It has a few features different from the first one. You can adjust the sensitivity and the radius of the field with the antenna. There's a button here that has, you can push for sensitivity, and each time you push it, one of the different lights will light up. And when you light them all up, that means it's going to be the most sensitive. You'll get about 5 to 6 inch radius from it. Okay, next, this one has, it also calibrates itself every 7 seconds to adjust to its environment. Say if there's something that's causing it to react, it'll kind of settle itself out and, get accustomed to the environment. So you need to let it run about 10 minutes before you start actually using it. Okay, the next feature is the temperature detection. Now, I find this part extremely annoying, and I have to tell you, I don't use it. But it has a sensor that will tell you if the temperature raises 5 degrees or drops 5 degrees. And it will let you know by a red light for warmer, and it has a lower tone. And when it turns blue, it will have a higher pitch tone. It means the temperature has risen 5 degrees. Now, if you're in a home, the air conditioner comes on, the temperature drops. The air conditioner goes off, the temperature rises. So it can get very annoying. You have to be in a place where the temperature is very, very consistent for this to do any good, or it's just going to drive you nuts all night long every time it beeps. But that's basically the REM pod. This one, they're quite expensive. It's around $189. I have seen them on sale for $170. But let me show you an alternative. Paratronics. Alan at Paratronics. Oops, that's my logo. Makes one. Now, this is the older version. His newer version has a glow dome on it and has 4 different lights, but it does the same thing as the REM pod without the temperature detection. But what's great about this one, you can remove the antenna, and he will sell you a trigger object cable that you can plug into it and attach it to a trigger object. I have wrapped this bear with copper wire, so it makes its own connection. So that's the one cool thing about Paratronics version of the REM pod, and it's also only about, I think right now on sale they're $89 on his website, the newer version, which is a big difference from $189. And this one works just as well, but that's kind of the REM pod in a nutshell.
Fantastic. So Natalie, Ronnie, do y'all ever use the REM pods when y'all do investigations?
Pretty frequently.
Yes. I have one let me see if I can, right above my finger right there.
You can use these
right above my finger.
You can ask questions and say, can you touch the REM pod? But always explain to the spirits what this thing is. Just don't go say, can you touch the REM pod? I mean, if you're born in 1800, you don't know what a REM pod is. So explain what these things are to whoever is there, let them know it won't hurt you. I mean, I got a thank you back in November when I said anything that we brought with us will not hurt you. And the voice clearly says, thank you. So REM pod's a great piece of equipment. It was originally made for actually the Ghost Adventures team, which I did not know till I was kind of looking into this.
Very interesting. I didn't know that either. So let me ask, we're coming to close to the end. So do y'all have anything that y'all want to promote? Like Natalie, I know you just wrote a book. It's getting a lot of praise out there. People are saying it changed their life. You want to talk about this book?
Yeah, I wrote Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. One of the laws that I go into in the book is, when I say law, universal laws, is a law of witnesses. And we all receive messages, whether we receive them or not is a different subject. But the universe or cosmic consciousness, cosmic God, whatever term you'd like to call that, our higher self, we received messages, usually in the witness of 2 or 3, that the universe knows that we will recognize. That's different for all of us since we all have a different perception, a different reality profile. And for me, I knew at some point I would be putting all of this information that that I knew, this knowledge, to be used as for the highest good of the collective, as wisdom. And with these residential cases that I go on and helping people all of these years, I got those 2 witnesses in one day, and so I knew it was time to start writing. So long story short, I wrote the book, and while every day that I would sit down and begin writing, I would ask, if anything else that would need to come through in order to be the highest good for everybody. And I did get a few different things that came through while I was writing the book that were pretty remarkable. That I got very emotional. There was a lot of tears and sweat that went into the book because I would do my yoga every day as well. And it was just a really neat spiritual journey. And I did a lot of fasting while I wrote the book. But, it's out there now, and you can buy it on Amazon, also on the publisher's website, bmkpublishingusa.com. And then I also have a website. You can purchase it directly from myself, an autographed copy, at awakenthehigherself.com. Again, and my personal website, if you'd like to know more about me and the work that I do, or any of the other projects that I have going on, you can go to nataliejones.com as well. And I'm currently writing a second book that will be coming out probably here in the next couple of months. So
fantastic. So Ronnie,
Yeah.
What's with the future of the hospital? Like, what is your plans for it? Because like I said, you're doing a lot of renovations. What's next for the hospital?
Well, first we have to introduce that the Ghost Brothers will be back to the hospital. They'll be there March 12th and March 13th. And that's I think our 3rd year anniversary. The virus last year had kind of screwed that up, and we had to cancel. So as all goes well, they'll be there at the 12th and the 13th of March. And then we're really proud to announce that the Ghost Hunters are actually going to be out on April 10th. And they're going to do a celebrity kind of ghost hunt with us, a meet and greet, pictures. We have a blast with this kind of stuff. But they're going to be out on April 10th. As for the future of the hospital, we really want to move forward in terms of paranormal research. We're installing various things for the hospital that will help paranormal teams come in, hook up their camera equipment a lot quicker, so that they can get investigating quicker. And then we have a pretty exciting thing that should be happening at the end of 2022. I can't tell too much, but we're looking at putting a bed and breakfast in to one of the areas of the hospital, which we're really excited about, because I think that's really cool. But we're really working on keeping the history of the hospital going, and really trying to be a real good friend of the community all around us while educating people in the paranormal.
Fantastic. And Philip, what about you? What do you have coming up?
Well, I'm one of the admins for Ghost Education 101, and we're going to be starting back January the 6th, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, with a discussion panel, and we will be running every 2 weeks. We got some great people lined up to do presentations, and all of our previous presentations, our educational videos, are on our YouTube channel, Ghost Education 101, so you can go there and see them. And my book's on Amazon on water scrying spirit images. You can look me up under my name and you'll find my books.
Fantastic. So does anybody have any last minute comments? Nobody?
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year. And thank you for having all of us. It's really been fun to hang out with all of you tonight. Again, Angie, thank you so much for having us on Ghost Talk.
No problem. So next Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have Katie Stafford from Ghost of Morgan City. Brian Dietz, he's going to be talking about the Spirit Box 7 and Spirit Box 11 and the Boyd House in Southwest Minnesota. So it's going to be another great episode. I appreciate all of y'all coming on. It was a really, really fun to get to know you. And Natalie, I'm looking forward to going to hang out with you in July at Lonnie's place. It's going to be great. Philip, if you want to come, you're more than welcome. We'll have a party. No, I'm just joking.
close for me to get to. It's easy.
Yeah,
Looking forward to having y'all.
definitely. So everybody have a great night. Thank you.